going. And I'm rolling this. See how I'm rolling that? That's because it's a tapered brush. Otherwise you wouldn't get all of it. And I'm going to start by going out, in, out, in. So I'm pulling out, kind of up and in. Almost like building a wing. Do you see that? Because you're going to close it and make a V. And I'll go ahead and bring that color in a few times just because I want to blend it in. And then roll it so that you're getting the other side. Because it's round and not a flat brush, you need to kind of roll it as you work with it. And if you want to deposit color, then while you've got it right there, it's just kind of push into your lid and kind of go in a circle. Don't lift the end. And see how that just really concentrated it. It's basically cleaning your brush off in your eyelid. And there. And what does that do? That gives, hold on, because of a hooded, where your skin drops for us older ladies, or if you have hooded eyes, you need to blend it up a little to the bone. Blend it up into the crease a little bit. Like a little bit. That's not blending. Come on, blend, blendy blend, blendy blend. There we go. That's better. See? It kind of lifts it up to do it that way. Okay, rolling it, tapping it off, kind of coming down in, almost like you're doing a wing, and then make your V. And then I just like to bring it in. And I'm going to really windshield wiper this to kind of make sure that color goes up above the crease a little, just because my skin is starting more and more to hang down. And then just going to roll it and kind of go out, in, out, in. And I'm going to stick it right in that corner. Don't lift the tip, just go in a circle, and look how that kind of deposited more color just right out there, and that's the only place I want it. Blend it out a little bit. There we go. There. Pretty! Now, if you feel like it's a little strong, you can use a blending brush and just kind of blend over that. Also, you want to blend out that color. You don't want it to be really strong lines. Again, blend out, blend out, blend out, blend out, blend out. Got a mirror over here to this side, y'all. Sorry about that. Now, also because the way I blended that out, it's pushing it past the eye, which I don't like to do. And, I took my makeup towel elsewhere, so I'm going to need to leave these brushes down, because you do still need to kind of swirl off any excess until you can wash them at the end of the week. And that's going to make this harder too. But I use the back part of my hands and go right here past my eye, where you would have a stopping point. And I kind of just rub back and forth. And all that does is it just kind of diffuses the ending. It doesn't make a line. It just kind of diffuses the ending. So it's like, where did that actually end? And I don't have my towel. What am I going to do? Okay. So now I'm going to use my short shader, or blending, smudge brush is what some people call these. And I am going to use this dark color and just load the end of it, tap it off, and I'm just going to shape my brow. And always go underneath, go underneath the brow, like that. And just kind of reshape it a little bit. Give it a little shape. And then I might want to come up a little and give it a little bit more of a point. Filling in here a little bit. And then a little upsy downsy towards the nose, just to kind of fill it in. If you want to give it more of a tail, you can. More of a, just go a little further down. Powder for me is, you got to be careful with it. It's much more natural looking because there's not like a defined line. But at the same time, if you do a lot of it, it can be a little, what's the word? What was that? I don't know. I dropped this, but then something popped off the end of the desk. I wonder what it was. I guess I'll find out. But it didn't hit my coffee cup. So glad. Okay. So let's go back to building my brow. See, I hate not having that because I'm having to look off to the side of the camera, and I really don't want to do that. So I'll just use my Marc Jacobs compact, which I love for this reason because it's such a large mirror and it's not in my face. So I'm going to just, again, kind of go up where I want that arch. Also, this one's lower on my eyes. So I have to kind of fill it in, but fill it on the top side versus the low side on this brow. And this was where it can start looking a little fakey too, so you got to be careful. Going up and down to kind of fill in the front of the brow just a little. Just a little. There we go. And maybe a little more of a point right there, and a little more of a tail. Now that's again where it can get too wide and it starts looking fakey. So kind of smooth that back off. Or get it wet, and then when you wet the brush and you put this on, it'll be a little more precise, like you're using a wet liner. I could have spit on it, but some of you are grossed out by that. So it's my spit, and I don't share, and I don't keep palettes that long. How's that look? All right, the other thing that I want to do is take this color that I put in my crease and run it through my lash line, right through the lashes. Watch. And so it kind of fills in the skin in between, and it acts like a liner. There we go. And also I'm going to stamp that just a little bit right on the top line, just to kind of, again, fill in where the skin is so it's not so light colored before I line. Just kind of fills it in a little bit. Do I see fallout? Actually, no fallout. Not too bad of fallout. I do look extremely highlighted. This is not my normal look. So let's just say you do what I did and you overdid on the highlight. Just use your foundation brush and just kind of brush back where it was a little bit. Just see how it's kind of toning it down a little. Especially on the Cupid's bow there. There. Yeah, I kind of overdid it. Maybe even the nose. That's a little better. Yeah. I mean, it's still there, but it's not overdone. So that's fine. So that's what we're going to do to put on this shadow today. We've blended it out. I like that. I'm going to go ahead, because we're together. First of all, I want to say I do love this palette. This is a good palette. I'm pretty sure this is still in the Stila line. Again, it is called In the Light. And it's one of the warmer tones, and it's got the famous color Kitten in it. But again, Kitten is highly pigmented, but high fallout. So if you get ready, it's always good to, when you're dressing, to wear a dressing robe, because, or a bathrobe. But I mean like a shower bathrobe that can get makeup on it, not one of your fancy ones you gotta have dry cleaned or something. They're so nice. I do have one of those. I never wear it. You know, life is short, you should wear it. But anyway, so yeah, what I would suggest is you wear that when you're putting your makeup on so that it doesn't get on the clothing you're wearing. So now I want to use a little bit of, this is the Tartist, and I want to use the, this end. Let me just use another. Look at me, I just keep picking up palettes. That's what happens when you don't have, there we go. That's what happens when you don't have a mirror in a compact. So I'm just going to use, now obviously this is liner, it's not a compact. But I'm just going to use this. Again, I just do little dashes, because some of you say, it's too hard for me. All you got to do is a little dash, and then go to the end of that dash and do another dash, and you're just building a little line. Because yes, that is much easier than trying to do one big long line. Now, I do that to get this look right on the end. I will make a little bit longer line. So again, over here, right about there. And this one drags different because I'm right-handed and I'm dragging across the eye. So it does do a little different. And so my eyes are never exactly the same because of this. Always have to fix it a little bit. There you go. And again, see the line, and then I'm going to come right in front of it and do a dash back to it. A little dash back to that one. I just messed up big time. And I do not have a towel. So I'm just rubbing on my hand for right now. And I cannot tell you how much of boo-booing I'm doing. Yeah, I did a lot heavier on that one. So the only way to really even that up is start over, which I'm not going to do. Or kind of make this side a little heavier now. Just a little, not much. You don't want to get to where, okay, now you get this one much heavier, and you're going to have to go do the other one even more. which is exactly what I just did. I do have a tissue, luckily. I don't like to use tissues that much. I had to because I did a boo-boo there too. Alright, that's pretty good. Yeah. That will work. And I'm going to use this for my next tutorial. This is the Chanel 226 Tissé Rivoli. And it's a beautiful, beautiful palette. So tune in tomorrow and we'll use that one. I'll just go ahead and leave this one here. And then the other thing I've been doing for my brows to make them look a little more like hairs is use old mascara. This is old, so there's barely like anything on it. And I just kind of brush up to where you see the hairs. And this is waterproof, so it stays on all day. Do you see now how you kind of just see the hairs a little more? That's all. It darkens it a little bit. I love this idea, so what I'm going to do is go get me some waterproof brown, like a dark brown. Because the only thing about using this one, this is a Chanel Inimitable mascara. Oops, got my hair. And it's black. So that's a little too much, right? There we go. Now, what do you do when you have a major boo-boo of something that is waterproof like that and you've just finished your makeup? What have I always taught you? Use these little cotton buds that have the little point on one end and the little flat side on the other. And get it that way. There we go. Roll it. Get that one. Otherwise you'll make a mess. There we go. Now I'll just reposition them a little bit. Let's reposition those little hairs. That was the whole point, is to make them stand out. Show up. And there we go. The only thing is it got one little hair I didn't want to get. So I'm going to pinch it off that hair.